What if the worst stretch of the New York Knicks season was actually the moment they became a contender? The New York Knicks went from 23-9 to 2-9 to 10-2. Three versions of the same team. A 35-20 record that looked strong, but didn't always feel so stable. So here's the real question. Was that 2-9 stretch the turning point of the Knicks season? We will look at that and answer the question in today's episode. Hi, I'm Mike Spenley, host of From the Bench, a Knicks podcast. I was a New York Knicks ball boy during the franchise's last championship season in 1973. And I can tell you this. Contenders aren't built in smooth seasons. They're built when something breaks. So let's get right into it. The Knicks opened up at 23-9. Let's look at the numbers. They showed a top-tier offense. Rating was 121.4, third in the league. Fourth in the NBA after 32 games, they had a 6.8 net rating. Defensively, they had a 114.6, 16th in the league. Middle of the pack, not elite, but they were winning in different ways. New coach Mike Brown pushed pace. More space, more tempo. They won the NBA Cup. Beat quality teams. That wasn't smoke. That was structure. But even then, roles weren't fully settled. Hart adjusted after starting the season coming off the bench. Towns admitted publicly he was still figuring out the system. His shot was inconsistent, though he rebounded extremely well. And defensively, the Knicks allowed way too many threes. Late rotations, slow closeouts were the reason. They were functioning, but they hadn't really been tested. Then it flipped. 2-9 in the next 11 games from December 31st until January 19th. Offensive rating dropped to 25th. Defensive rating fell to 28th. Net rating all the way down at 27th. That's not a slump. That's an imbalance. The ball stuck, pace disappeared, spacing collapsed. Defensively, the cracks widened. Too many open threes, poor communication, half-committed closeouts. And when the defense slipped, confidence slipped as well. This wasn't bad luck. This was identity stress. And here's the dividing line. Good teams react. Contenders adjust. 2-9 doesn't just test talent. It tests clarity. What happened next wasn't panic. It was correction. Again, let's look at the graphics. From January 19th to February 11th, the Knicks go 10-2 right before the All-Star break. Offensive rating 119.1, second in the league. Defensive rating 101.4, that was first in the NBA. And the net rating? That soared up to a plus 17.7. That's not hot. That's controlled. The ball moved again. Pace was intentional. Roles settled. Brunson dictated tempo, and Josh Hart fully embraced impact over touches. OG was a beast on defense. Towns' role was simplified. Quicker decisions, fewer forced shots. And defensively, Mike Brown and his staff made the key adjustment. Instead of allowing middle penetration and reacting late to kickouts, the Knicks angled drivers toward the sideline and the baseline. They cut off the middle. They cut off the paint. In essence, they shrunk the floor. Tried to eliminate the spray pass. Then rotations became simpler. And the communication, that improved. Not perfect, but organized. That's growth. Not hype, growth. Now, here's where the conversation gets serious. Because regular season growth is one thing, playoff translation is another. In a 7-game series, nothing is hidden. Opponents take away your first option, then your second. Then they force you into your habits. So the real question isn't, can the Knicks win in February? It's this. What travels in May? Defense travels. Half-court execution travels. Clarity of role travels. And during that 10-2 stretch, we saw all three. We saw them defend without over-rotating. We saw them shrink the floor instead of chasing shooters. We saw Brunson slow games down late, not speed them up. And that's what contenders do. They don't rely on emotion. They rely on structure. And if you go back to that 2-9 stretch, that's where they were exposed. That's where the overhelping stopped. That's where Brown simplified the defensive scheme. That's where Towns stopped searching and started committing. That's where Josh Hart fully embraced impact over usage. So maybe that 2-9 stretch didn't just hurt them. Maybe it clarified them. Because championship teams aren't always the most talented team in December. They're the most disciplined team in May. And right now, this Knicks team looks more disciplined than dramatic. That's not a streak. That's progression. If you like what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button in the lower right. That would really help me in producing more content like this. Please subscribe to my channel. And please send us your email so I can get you information about my VIP club called In the Huddle. Please go to michaelspenley.com and leave your email, and I will take care of the rest. Okay, let's get back to it. And let's give Leon Rose some credit in this as well. He didn't chase stars. He addressed needs. He basically traded Yabusele and 2 second-round draft picks for Jose Alvarado. Alvarado brings ferocious on-ball defense off the bench. He changes tempo and has already shown he can hit a three. He brings a toughness that the Knicks so sorely needed. He won't just back up Brunson. He will play with him as well. And then after the Spurs bought out Jeremy, Rose signed him to a minimum contract for the rest of the season. Sohan adds switchability and physicality, another defensive stopper who doesn't require usage to impact winning. Those aren't splash moves. Those are playoff moves. That's roster alignment. So you know what? Maybe it does add up after all. 23-9 showed the ceiling. 2-9 exposed the flaws. 10-2 proved the response. That's not chaos. That's maturity. I'm not worried about Detroit. I'm not worried about Boston. I'm not worried about anyone else. I worry about the Knicks. Staying healthy for these final 27 games is definitely a key. Maintaining defensive discipline and adjustments if they are necessary. Getting OG back, because that toe injury matters. His versatility and stellar defense are playoff currency. When this team is organized, healthy, and defending the right way, they're not volatile. They're flat out dangerous. In 1973, I learned something simple. You don't peak in December. You don't panic in January. You build towards May and June. And right now, this team looks like it's building, and I really like where this is headed. I'm Mike Spenley. Thanks for watching From the Bench, a Knicks podcast, and stay focused.